Staying with politics, while the ruling People's Democratic Party leadership and their supporters in Plateau State are worried over the judgment of the Court of Appeal that nullified both PDP federal and state lawmakers in the state. The All Progressives Congress is happy about the development. The APC now has 16 lawmakers joining the State Assembly to make them the majority to lead the chamber. Well, I have joining me for more of this the former Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Stephenus Mwansert, who joins me for more on the worrying situation in Plateau State. Thank you for joining us on the news at this hour.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Let's begin with what your perspective about what's going on at the Plateau State House of Assembly is.
Well, what's happening at the Plateau State House of Assembly right now to us is novel because it's something new to us that has never happened. As I speak with you for the record, before now, the PDP had 16 members of the State Assembly forming the majority members of the Assembly. But with what's going on at the tribunal, all our members encountered their untimely death at the appeal court under circumstances I consider or I call mercenization of the judiciary. That's where they encountered their untimely death. And now the House, when it reconvenes, it's going to reconvene without any of the PDP members sitting.
Well, let's also talk about, we know that the governor himself has his own battles to fight in terms of waiting for court judgments. Let's look at how this crisis has affected governance in the state.
Now, when you have a leader that is embattled unnecessarily, of course, it has to affect governance. Governor Caleb Mutfwang has the mandate of Plateau people in his hands. They have entrusted their destinies into his hands, and therefore, he has to leave no stone unturned to ensure that those mandates are secured. And that's why he's been battling from the tribunal up to the appeal court, and now we're waiting to go to the Supreme Court. And you know, naturally, litigations such as this, particularly election matters that are time-bound, of course, has a way of affecting the concentration of the leader, as it were. And again, we thought initially, because we were not unmindful of the fact that there are landmines for us in the courts. That's why, as people who respect the rule of law and people who have the love for our state at heart, we thought we needed to form a foundation for the legislature. Because at the Supreme Court, we are very hopeful that our governor is going to get justice. We got judgment at the appeal court, but we are going to get justice in the Supreme Court. And then, of course, like I said earlier on, our legislators have encountered untimely death at the appeal court. Now, our governor is going to have to work with a house that is infested by the APC, 22 members of the APC, judicial members anyway, members that has the mandate of the judiciary, not necessarily mandate of the people. And then, of course, one Labour Party, and then one YPP. So we thought we'll form a foundation for the incoming members to work on. And APC being supposedly the majority, we thought, before our members are being harvested at the appeal court, we thought we will need to have an APC member to hold forth. But typical of them, they are used to not attending sittings, because when the governor was presenting his 2024 budget, none of the APC members was in attendance, unfortunately. Now, again, at the last sitting of the House, when the House convened, the APC, typical of them again, absented themselves. And of course, the PDP members that were sitting had no option but to make do with what was available. And that was how the member, the YPP member was elected, validly elected, in a validly convened sitting, was elected the Speaker of the House. And therefore,
all right, Mr. Wanswat, let's turn our attention away from the APC. But let's talk about the political temperature in Plateau State and how the PDP has been able to, calm its supporters till they find a solution to this problem.
The temperature on the state is very, very high, very high. But of course, when the governor came back, you could see the enthusiasm, you could see the jubilation in the faces of the people, because one thing we are sure of is you can take away the office from the people, but you cannot take the mandate away from those that the mandate is entrusted in their hands. Now, we wait for the Supreme Court. We are very hopeful. We are sure, because we know the Supreme Court will give justice. But however, as you heard the governor spoke when he arrived, he has appealed to people to remain calm, not for the disposition of the governor. I can assure you, the tension here has been very, 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 very high. But being a man of peace and a man who likes to lead his people in peace, and of course knowing very well that he has the mandate of his people, he has the responsibility to speak to them and appeal to them to remain calm while we wait for the Supreme Court judgment. And other than that, the situation would have been different. You could see the turnout when they came out to receive him. So we're hopeful that all will be well between now and when we'll get justice at the Supreme Court.
Well, I have been speaking with the former Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Stephanus Wanswat, talking to us about the worrisome state of leadership in Plateau over the judgment of the Court of Appeal. Thank you for your time.
Most welcome.